Hey everyone, this is Jordan. You may know me as SpenceCoin. You've probably seen me in the Dark Forest Discord, um, making another tutorial video, and this one is all about how to get artifacts in Dark Forest version 6. I made a video for this in version 5, but the differences between version 5 and 6 are extreme, and people are having a lot of questions and issues with finding artifacts and prospecting them, etc., etc. So, artifacts in Dark Forest version 6 thus far are found on every type of planet called a foundry. They look like this. They have this cool animation. The gift icon right there indicates there's an artifact there, and if there is a foundry, there will be an artifact on it, unless someone else took it already. So what you'll do, when you have a foundry, you capture it, wait for it to get to at least 95% of its energy cap. It takes quite a long time, or it can take quite a long time. Once you do that, you'll be able to press this prospect button here. Alternatively, you can open the planet artifact panel and press prospect here. Either button does the same thing. So we'll press it here. I set the gas price to 20 GWay for this video, so we don't have to wait for any period of time, ideally, for these transactions to go through. Okay, so the prospect transaction is completed, the UI is updated. So now you'll see on this artifact panel, the planet artifact panel, which you can access by pressing A, that's the keybind. You have 210 blocks to find the artifact now. Now, because of the increase of transaction times and waiting times, I think people forget to do this oftentimes, or they'll do something else and just forget about this. But if you don't find the artifact after prospecting it within this block time limit, whatever artifact on the planet that was hidden will just go away, and you can never find it. So in an ideal scenario, you would prospect, and then you would find within the block timer here. So the next step is to click find. You can click it here, or you can click it here. It'll do the same thing. So we'll click find, and this is another transaction. Okay, so that transaction completed. It took a little bit longer than we expected, but now we have a new artifact that was successfully prospected and then successfully found. And so this same planet artifact panel, it updates to show the artifact that is currently occupying the planet. And that's it. Now you have an artifact. And a couple of things I want to go over real quick is that oftentimes people will say, hey, I have this foundry, the prospect button isn't showing up. Usually that's just because you don't actually have 95% of the energy cap filled yet. It can take quite a while to get there, and it can, this bar around the planet can be fairly misleading. If it's here, it might look like 95%, but it might be 90, for example. So just stay the course and wait it out, and the prospect button should show up. And if for some reason it doesn't, then hop in Discord, ask the devs for some help. I will say that if you've prospected the artifact and you're trying to find it, and you've sent the find transaction, but like the blocks keep running out, and you're panicking, as long as the transaction was submitted and accepted on the blockchain, it turns green here, you're okay. The UI just might not update for a while, but as long as it's completed on the blockchain before the time runs out, you should be fine, and you should get your artifact. Another cool thing is that if you find a foundry that is level 8 or higher, it's guaranteed to result in a mythic artifact. And then generally, the higher level a foundry is, the higher rarity artifact it will yield. You can get rarer artifacts on low-level foundries, but it becomes more and more difficult when you roll the dice, and you'd have to be very lucky to get a good artifact on a low level foundry. So we have our artifact, and another question that people need help with sometimes is, what the heck do I do with the artifact now? Is it active? Is it mine? Is it in my wallet? And the answer to all those questions is no right now. You have to choose to actively activate artifacts on the planets that you want to use them on. So you see this artifact hovering around it. That just means that this planet is holding on to the artifact. Doesn't mean that's activated. Another example is this planet right here. It has 2 artifacts on it, but only one's activated. And only one planet, or each planet can only have 1 artifact activated at a time. And to activate that artifact, so you have your artifact hovering around your planet, it's just chilling. Click on the planet, and you go back to that planet artifact panel, or press A, and then this will show you a list of the artifacts that are occupying your planet, whether they're activated or not. So this foundry has 1 artifact chilling on it. This planet has 2 on it. One of them's not activated, one of them is. Now, to activate that artifact, you'll just go to your planet artifact panel. You can click it if you want to look at the effects that it gives. Assuming you have read all this and you want to activate that artifact now, you click on this lightning bolt. And your browser will prompt this just warning saying, hey, are you sure we're not activate it? You can have 1 artifact active at a time. So if you have 1 artifact active, you cannot activate another artifact until you deactivate your first one. So you click OK. And then activating the artifact itself is a transaction as well. So it'll take some time to activate, but then when it's activated, this planet will receive the benefits of this artifact. Now, if you have a planet with an artifact active on it, like this one, you can click this same button to deactivate it. You'll have the same browser warning saying, hey, do you want to deactivate it? You have to wait a certain period of time, like a cooldown, before you can reactivate it. I don't want to deactivate this just yet. So that's activating artifacts and deactivating artifacts. The other things you can do with your artifacts is you can move them to other planets. So this planet has, you'll see here, this is the inactive artifact, so it can be moved. So you'll see in the send panel of the planet, you can send this artifact along with energy and silver. And to do that, you would just click this. And this adds that artifact to the payload of what you're sending. If you want to take it out of the payload and keep it on the planet, you click remove. Click it to add it, click it to remove it. So if you want to send it, you would just, you adjust your energy and your silver like you normally would, and then you would click send, and then click on a planet, and then once that transaction gets accepted by the blockchain, then you will see your artifact begin to move across the screen along with your energy and if your silver, if you chose to add silver. And then it'll go to this planet, and then you'll start seeing it circling this planet, and then rinse and repeat. If you don't want to activate your artifact and you don't want to just hold it on a planet, you can also withdraw artifacts from the game. To do this, you would do what we just did. Go to the planet that holds the artifact, select the inactive artifact, add it to the payload, and then you would send it to a Spacetime Rip that you have control of. Just like you're withdrawing silver to add score. One thing to note is that if your artifact is very high level, you will need to send it to a high level Spacetime Rip to withdraw it. I don't know the exact level to level comparison, but yeah, just FYI, like you can't withdraw like a mythic artifact on, a little level 4 Spacetime Rip. It's not possible. So you need to find an equivalent rarity or level of Spacetime Rip. What else did I want to cover? Oh, the last thing. Since in round 2, artifacts go towards the scoring, some people are concerned, like, what if I have an artifact that adds to my score? And what if someone else gets that artifact? Does the score transfer to them? And the answer is no. From what I understand, this is not 100% surety, but I'm pretty sure that as soon as the artifact is found, not prospected, but found, and it changes the icon from a gift to the actual artifact, when it's found, the score for the artifact is calculated and added to your score, and then if you withdraw the artifact, or if you give it to somebody else, or someone steals it from you, they do not get that score. It is permanently on your score. I'm like pretty sure this is how it works. And yeah, I think that's pretty much all that has to do with artifacts. If you get mythic artifacts, pretty sure they're worth like 20 million points, whereas a common artifact is worth 5,000 points. So there's a whole range there, and yeah. So I hope this was helpful. Hope this answered some questions and was informative. And I'm gonna be launching a wiki for Dark Forest pretty soon. So here's some free alpha for you. So be ready for that. And yeah, best of luck in the Dark Forest.